Hey guys, welcome back for more Dark Knight's Metal. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe because I talk plenty about comics. And don't forget to hit that bell up top so later on you and I can squad up in the comments. Alright, so in continuation of talking about the different Batman of Dark Knight's Metal, I wanted to take some time and talk about Dawnbreaker, which is the dark multiverse Batman with the Green Lantern ring. And I'll give a brief description of his origin for those of you that are unfamiliar with the character. But one of the main things I want to focus on in this video is the potential of his constructs being indestructible. Because you literally have arguably the strongest willed character in comics like ever with the Green Lantern ring. And instead of mastering and perfecting the game like traditional lanterns would do, his will is so strong that he completely changes the game. And that takes me back to another point that I will continue to hammer throughout this series, and that is the unwavering integrity of Bruce Wayne. Because when it comes to your different lantern rings, whatever color it is, pink, red, blue, green, yellow, they each have their own oath, and depending on the emotion on the spectrum that they represent, they also can react differently to one another. Like if love, hope, and willpower were to work together, for instance. But at their core of each individual ring, there is one constant that remains. And that constant is that each ring, depending on what emotion that they represent, their biggest limitation is the lantern who wields it. Like for the Green Lanterns and their rings focusing on willpower, like if their will begins to waver, like at that very moment, they've immediately compromised the integrity of whatever shields or constructs that they put together. And for that reason, or the program setting in the ring, if you will, this can make your lantern based on the emotion, in this case willpower, either your weakest link or one of the strongest forces in the universe. And that's what takes me over to Bruce Wayne, because to become a Green Lantern initially, the ring has to choose you. And this ring couldn't have picked the worst time to do it, because he's chosen immediately after his parents were shot. And his will for revenge and his will to get even with Joe Chill, who shot his parents, couldn't be any stronger. And so for those of you who really haven't noticed over the years, Batman just really ain't right in the head. And of course, mostly it's because of this incident here with his parents being killed. And you even have iterations that say that his father was real persistent and he gets that from him. And it may even be a combination of those things put together that make Bruce Wayne and develop this young man into one day becoming Batman. But this Bruce here never became Batman. So instead of having time to grieve and having time to mourn his parents, he was immediately given the power to manifest his will as a lantern. Because your traditional Batman, although he's still driven by that same event, and a large portion of that void from losing his parents is still there, he's found different ways over time to redirect that hurt and even seek justice without having to kill somebody. And that's the main reason why when we've seen an older Bruce have a Green Lantern ring, we see the result of a different Bruce who's gone through the grieving process to an extent. And I mean, they have their similarities as far as Bruce wanting to see his parents again, but really that goes for any instance, because you'll be 102 years old, like you'll still want to see your parents again, you just don't get over that. But for Bruce, the feeling that he had as a child, witnessing his parents' death, seeing them executed without a second thought, and watching their warm blood pour into the gutters, just discarded as if they were worthless. Like at the moment of this incident, those feelings, that vision, that picture in your mind is fresh. And sure, 20, 30 years after, you're still affected by it, but nothing compares to that night in that alley. And besides, had things went differently and he got older and became Batman, at that point it's easier to show constraint, because Joe Chill at that point will be a memory from decades ago. And sure, the thought of him might make you want to break some bones and bust somebody upside the head real quick, but still, you know in the back of your mind, this isn't him. Over the years, I come to the conclusion I don't want to be anything like him, so I'm not going to kill. But for this younger Bruce, this isn't the case, because the guy that murdered his parents is right around the corner, and he's been granted the power of the Green Lantern ring. And as far as rules for your lantern ring, there are a few. Like rule number 1 is don't kill people, but for the most part what makes a great lantern is their integrity for that emotion, for that color, and their imagination of how they use the abilities of the ring. So with Bruce, we see the unimaginable. Like his willpower is off the charts. Like the highest I want to say that we see it go off the meters like almost 200%. And while the ring's malfunctioning, this number is still climbing. And this lantern ring, this Green Lantern ring that is programmed not to kill, he literally wills it to just do what he says. And when he does this, he's essentially starting a process of rewriting the rules of the Green Lantern ring. And that's one of the main key points that I want to pull from. Because if Bruce Wayne has the uncharted sheer willpower that can take a Green Lantern ring and just tell the ring, do what I say, like this is huge, because the integrity of the constructs that he makes will be like nothing we've ever seen before from any lantern. And that's something that I really want to see going forward in Dark Knight's Metal. Because with your Lantern rings, and Green Lantern more specifically, we've seen these constructs be formed and broken. Superman's broken them, Wonder Woman's broken them. And it's not like this has only happened to Hal Jordan. This happened with Guy Gardner, Kyle Rayner, John Stewart, pretty much any Green Lantern you can think of. But the mind of Bruce Wayne is just so damn tough. Like, without powers, without the ring. Like, at one point, he even pushed out Deadman from possessing his body. Like, with no powers, he just like, go, I don't like that, no. And by sheer will alone, he forced him to leave his body. And another close example would be something like Red Death, where Bruce constantly has Barry's consciousness mentally under submission. And what he does with the ring is essentially the same principle. He's like, I got this new oath, and this is what it's gonna be. Like, Bruce Wayne just straight up birthed the Debo core. And with him taking it from brightest light to darkest night, I could just imagine the ring telling Bruce like, well, you know we only do willpower. And Bruce like, nah, we're gonna do whatever the hell I say. Which is still willpower, but that's just how I see it in my mind. But like I was saying, as far as what I hope to see as far as the power of Bruce Wayne with this Lantern ring, we get a glimpse of it when he takes out the Guardians and the Green Lantern Corps. And for the record, that's a lot of power for one person to be going up against. But even with all that power, it made the Lantern Corps look like a drop of water going into the ocean. And I really wish we had got to see more as far as the scale of this taking place, because on his Earth or his universe designation, Earth 32 in the Dark Multiverse, his darkness expanded like further than the eye could see. And hopefully we get a better scale of that in the future when we see later on what he's capable of, because I understand, especially in these one-shots, that it's just a quick origin story and they're kind of just brushing over it. And I wouldn't even say brushing over, but more so saving the good stuff for later, or giving the reader something to look forward to with this character. But another thing that I want to point out about Dawnbreaker that also contributes to his power is that a lot of his constructs and even the darkness that he's released and allowed to enter the ring manifests in the form of bats. And this is huge because when the integrity of your constructs depends on willpower, and it manifests in something so sentimental, something that every time you see it, you think of that cave under your parents' house. That cave which is the darkest place you ever been in your life, and you had the emptiest feeling in there. And as a child, your imagination made that darkness stretch on to forever. And with Batman being the type that just doesn't let go, it's a major opportunity for Dawnbreaker to be OP, like crazy OP. But yeah, I'm really eager to see Dawnbreaker interact with more heroes from Earth Zero. Like, Hal Jordan had the realest response because his ring couldn't recognize the Dawnbreaker ring from another universe, so it was just like malfunction, impossible. And Hal's like, don't tell me that, fight back, do something. Like, in my opinion so far, Hal Jordan and Cyborg had the best like reaction to Dark Knight's Metal so far. Like, their puns and the issues like literally made me laugh out loud. But as of right now, all of the Dark Knights have come together with the one who laughs, and they've made it to Earth Zero. But we still haven't seen origins yet for like the Devastator, the Merciless, and the one who laughs. Like, we've been teased about it a little bit, and I'll probably go over it in another video. But as far as their official origin at the release of this video, we still haven't gotten a full backstory for those three. But that'll do it for this video, guys. Let me know in the comments below, how strong do you think Dawnbreaker's constructs will be? Like, me personally, I don't want to see just Superman breaking out of them. And I love Superman. Like, somebody asked me the other day on Twitter, like, who's my top 5 favorite heroes? And I kind of feel like I would have to put Superman in there, because as far as single heroes go, he's one of my favorites. Doesn't always get the best stories and definitely doesn't get the best video games, but he's still one of my favorites. And I also gotta say, for that reason, I really hope that the Devastator one shot just blows my mind. But yeah, as far as Dawnbreaker, this power that we're talking about here is close to unimaginable. With darkness black, I choke the light. No brightest day escapes my sight. I turn the dawn into midnight. Beware my power, Dawnbreaker's might. Now, is he gonna take that and start a Dawnbreaker's core? Wouldn't count on it. But I am excited to see what he's gonna do in the upcoming issues, because I would really love to see him go up against like a Yellow Lantern Batman or something. But yeah, like I said, that'll do it for this one. But let me know in the comments too, guys, what do you think will be the solution to stopping this Batman as well? Will it be a yellow ring? Will it be a phantom ring? Would it be Lobo with all of the above? Either way, I'm gonna need it to either be Batman or his parents coming back from the dead and just saying, hey Bruce, everything's okay. Or even a Batman from a different Earth with a phantom ring or something. This way he can go against Dawnbreaker using any color that he chooses. And unlike Frank Leminski, he would actually have control of it. But that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, smash that like button for your boy and subscribe to the channel so you can catch dope spills all the time. When you're brushing your teeth, on your lunch break, just all the day long. But I got other links up so you can check out the other videos. Y'all be easy, and we'll do it again next time. Alright, later.